telling you, he got him a deer. Alright guys, it's the start of the 2024 season. We're going to get started in the morning running dogs. Our oldest son, Karhson, he killed a pretty good buck this past weekend whenever muzzleloader come in. Young and 16 and under can use regular rifle. Anyway, I got to cut up this deer. I'll let y'all watch how I cut it up, make our steaks, and then the rest of it we grind up into sausage or hamburger meat. So we're going to do that. We just got done clipping the dog's toenails. We ain't going to be able to carry the girls with us tomorrow because both of them's in heat. So we're only going to have the 4 boys going tomorrow. But stay tuned and that's all we're doing to get ready. I will tell you this, if you ain't got you one of these and you do deer hunt, you do your own meat, get you a food saver. And don't buy one cheap one, go ahead and get one of the bigger ones that vacuums harder. You can go pick up your food saver bag. You can get them from Walmart, Ace Hardware. We picked these up from Ace Hardware. You can also order them on Amazon. And last year that's what I've done, and I'm gonna do it this year. I just ain't put in my order yet. But you can get quite a bit bigger roll than this, but you get 4 rolls, not these, but a lot more bag to it. You get 4 rolls of the regular size, and then you get, I think it's 4 rolls of the smaller one that does, you can do like the 1 pound sausage meat or 1 pound hamburger meat. I want to say I paid it was like $20 for all them rolls, somewhere right in that area. But whenever you get this thing set up, get it plugged in, get your bags in there. Your first step's gonna be making your first seal. Turn it on, give it just a second to heat up. You wanna give it 30 seconds or so, let it heat up good. Once you've let it set about 30 seconds with it on, go ahead and clip it. You can see right here that red light on seal is blinking. Whenever it stops, that first seal has been made. Seal's been made. You unclip it, pull it out, inspect that seal to make sure you give it enough time, and I did. And depending on what you're sealing first, how much you want to pull out. I'm going to be doing deer steaks first. Pull it out to where you want it, clip it back, and now it's resealing for the next one. You got a little cutter that slides across and cuts it. So here's your first bag. Bottom's already been sealed. So here's your first bag. The second has been sealed. Pop it open. Bring it out to your desired where you need it. Flip it. Cut the bag. Here's your second bag. It's a ham off of it. I done one last year. I've done a video on cleaning and getting it ready to cut into steaks or whatever you're gonna do, but I'm gonna do another one just for whoever didn't see the last video. If they want to look at this one, they can. Right at the start of deer season. But if you see right here on this ham, you see these lines right here. That's the individual muscle sections. So what you're gonna do is start off on your first line. Follow that line. Get it down, and you can pull up on your center section. You can kind of just follow that line. All there is holding it, the membranes in it. Just follow it. You're gonna have some that's coming off that you're just gonna trim. That's gonna be ground up in the hamburger meat. But as you can see, you open it up, you can see how that muscle just separates. Just keep separating it out. See how that one just flipped out? All you do is just keep it. Just get it so far, cut that middle something up. I ain't real sure which one's the top round and all that mess. I don't know exactly what to call each one, but I know which ones to make steaks out of. Alright, once you get that one out, you can come in here, there's a vein right here. I ain't found it yet, I ain't got to it. There's also a gland that you want to make sure and get out of this. Alright, well we got that first one off. Kind of just trim that up. That's going to be hamburger meat. Now let me get on the back side. Get some of this membrane right here off. A lot of times this membrane get in your way and you can't really see your lines too good. So got to start off by peeling this membrane off, get that mess out your way. It needs to come off anyway for you. Try grinding and whatever else you're gonna be doing. Just go through and try to get the bigger sections of gristle and stuff out of it. So that over there, that's gonna be grind meat also. Now, put it back over. Come up, go around, and then stay tight on this femur bone right here. You wanna get all the meat off of that thing. Tie it all the way around it. Here you're just trying to get as much meat off of it. I don't want to leave nothing on that bone. Then right here's that big tendon. Go ahead and cut through it. All the way. And just keep following that bone and this cartilage up here by the joint. Tie it up against it. On this back side and do the same thing, staying tied up against the bone. Down that femur, keep working that meat right off of that joint. When you get done, you'll have your femur bone, and as you can tell, I didn't leave much on it. Alright, once that's off, your round roast is right here, which a lot of people does that with roast. I do not. That's gonna be steaks. They call it eye. I ain't real for sure. But got this chunk. That'll be done in the steaks also, both of these. And then right here, all this that was around that cartilage at the bottom of the bone will make you a nice clean cut across. That's all gonna be turned into hamburger meat. Follow this and kind of make it all uniform hamburger meat. And you got this giant chunk right here that you're going to also turn into steaks. If you want steaks, you can grind it, do whatever you want to do with it, but we like grilling them. I'll share you a little recipe on it right here in just a minute also. Once I get started cutting the actual steaks out of it. Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to cut this straight. The end, get ground up. A little bit of silver skin right here on the end. I could feel it whenever I was cutting just then. And you want to try to get as much of that off, because once it gets cooked, that stuff turns into leather. That's hard for darn whenever you're trying to eat. Trying to keep this as tender you can possibly get. Overcooking your deer is something you don't want to do neither. The way I cook mine, whenever I'm grilling or if I'm just throwing them in a cast iron skillet and frying them, my steaks. Medium rare. Want pink in the middle. The harder you fry it, the more tense that meat's going to be and the tougher it's going to get. Alright, now we are ready to start cutting our steaks. So first cut's going to be kind of thin. Get a pretty side on it. And then our steaks, especially for the grill, skillet, anything, I want them decently thick. I'm going to say probably, I don't know, inch thick. And you can see right there, pretty steak. And if you'll notice, the grains on this piece of meat is running this way. Always turn that thing sideways and cut against the grain. That way whenever that thing's cooked, you see all the lines, all these sections in it. If I was cutting it if I was cutting it with the lines, then you got to cut through that hole with your teeth. You got to, it's gonna be really chewy. But as long as you go against the grain, once that thing's cooked, it'll be easy, tear apart, and you'll enjoy it. But as you can tell, that's a pretty steak right there. I'll take these whenever I'm ready to cook them, take them out, defrost them, get them all ready. I'll take me a Ziploc bag with some Italian dressing in it and let it soak. I'll even do it the night before and let it soak all night. Next day I'll get out the grill and I'm gonna do it just like I would a regular steak come off of beef. I'm gonna have that grill piping hot, plenty of coals. Take it out of that bag and lay it on there. Fast, you want it fast, you want to cook it quick. I do. And it comes out tender just about every time. Unless I don't take my time and get all the silver skin off before I get started. As long as you take your time and get all that mess off in the beginning, I'm telling you, you got something fit to eat. Get out your dressing, put it on the grill, get you some Greek seasoning. Sprinkle that on it and be modest. Want to cook it, I would say exactly 2 minutes on each side and take it off. This is a very lean, very lean animal. There's no fat on these animals. So the longer you cook it, tighter that meat's gonna get, and you're gonna be eating a piece of leather if you cook it too long. But the flavor on that recipe I just give you is it's phenomenal. Best steak that you will eat. I do it that way. I do it with Tony Sasheries, but to me, so far the best seasoning to use on that recipe has been the Greek seasoning and soaked in Italian dressing. It is kind of good. So now onto the rump roast, which is going to turn into steaks also. I'm just going to take my time and try to get all this silver skin off of it. The more you get off, the better your meat's going to be. Tender it's going to be. Just try to stay right up underneath it. Try to leave as much meat on it as you can. If y'all want more recipes, put in the comments and let me know. Let her know. She'll let me know. And I'll start trying to give you some more recipes because I got a bunch of different ones that I do for deer meat, do for fish. My grinder that I got, whenever it grinds, like most of them will do this. A lot of people will get every bit of that silver skin off of their grind meat. You ain't got to do that. Your auger's going to catch you silver skin. You ain't got to worry about doing all that. Your main thing is getting it cut up into small squares to where it'll fit down the tube and won't clog it up. Therefore you'll see me might be doing this or something else and I get a little more meat than what I intended to get off with the silver skin. I'll throw it in the grind meat, let it grind it up. You'll grind for several pounds. Then you'll have to stop and clean your auger, get all that silver skin that's wrapped around the auger off, and then go again. Right here is your main thing on having a good tender steak. It's taking your time right here and getting your silver skin and all off. Now this one right here does got silver skin in it, in the muscles. See right here in between these two, there's some, not a pile, but there's some. But there again, I'm cutting maybe a little over an inch, but there's a steak. And I tell you, I like this rump roast steak. It's, to me, if it's done right, you take your time, get all the silver skin off of it, you'll make that steak just as tender as you will a backstrap steak. Once the difference is right here off of these two pieces, you got a lot bigger steak, pretty steak. I'm telling you, he got him a deer opening day that evening. And I sat him in the stand. I'll tell you the story of what happened. I had my nephews and two oldest sons. They can sit by themselves and I don't get far away from them. I was hunting right across the road, which ain't not far at all from where they were sitting. Got him, walked him out there, got him in his climber, got him climbed up. Sitting still, this was the first climber sit. He'd never climbed before. He wanted to, so got him set up. Got the other two that was sitting in that block set up. I was coming back out. Made it to the highway, which ain't far from where they were, and started seeing on the group text that somebody shot. I was thinking, must be the club next to us, because there ain't no way that they had shot already, one of them. Well, directly one of them said, I think it was Karhson. And I was, well, a second later, one of them that was sitting closer to Karhson said, yes, it come from Karhson's way. I said, well, darn. Directly Karhson got on there and said, yeah, I just killed a buck. And told them just to sit still, go ahead and finish their hunt. And I went on and sit with my youngest son. He's not quite old enough to sit by himself yet. So, got over there. I think I was the only one killed Saturday evening, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the day he killed his?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a few hours later, he texted me and said that there's a big doe out in the clear cut that he was watching. And I told him, I said, well, you got one down. We don't need another one right at the moment. And I said, that's a doe too. I said, yeah. Well, he was excited first time sitting. He asked me about it. I said, well, I tell you what, you're sitting, it's your call. You're the one doing the hunting over there. And he decided he was going to take that one too. But he got a little too excited on that one and pulled the trigger, because we looked all over. He just flat out missed that one. It was a little longer shot. But anyway, that's where this deer come from, with that hunt that he had. He done good on this one though. It actually come out about 80 yards. It was a lot closer. I just left. Old deer was rutted up, big neck, swole up, tarsal glands was, whew, thank you. And he made a really good shot on this one. Like I say, it was a good bit closer than the doe was. He was excited. I do mean excited. Excited little fella. Where this meat comes from. He's at school right now. I'm off. Whole season starts in the morning. Wife took off. We're trying to get everything set up ready for in the morning. And one of the things that really needed to be done is this deer cut up. Whatever we're gonna do with it and get it all put in the freezer before it starts anyway. So that's what we're doing. We got out there a minute ago and we trimmed the dog's toenails, and like I say, checked the girls to see if they were in heat, and bad luck struck there. They are, both of them. I think they're coming out of it, but they're gonna have enough of the scent to them that we won't do nothing but mess everybody up tomorrow that's got male dogs by taking them, so they'll be staying home. Once you get all that cleaned up, square both ends off. Like I say, these end pieces, they're not going to waste. They'll be ground up in the deer meat. Once you get it squared off, kind of like a back strap, what it looks like, and you're just gonna come in and 1-inch steaks, and I mean pretty ones too. You do these with the Italian dressing, the Greek seasoning, medium rare. Have some of your buddies over that don't never deer hunt or anything, or says they don't like deer meat. Cook this for them. They go buy them a gun, bow, and get into it with you. I've had many people tell me they don't eat deer meat, they don't eat fish. They come eat with me one time and they ready to get out in the woods. But we got this to do. Here's that gland right here that I was telling you to make sure and get out. It's a half of it. I done threw away the other half, but that gland's gonna be right in the center of this deer ham. And if you mess up and grind that in with your hamburger meat, you'll throw it away. But in this little piece right here, what I like doing with it, because it's so small, to make a very big steak, I'm gonna do it like backstrap. You're gonna cut it up a little thinner. You're gonna fry that. You're frying it. If you like just salt and pepper, if you're plain, that's good. You can salt and pepper, flour, fry it. If you like different stuff, add whatever seasoning you like. I like Tony Sacher's and garlic floured and fried. And it is good. Stay on it, make it even. It'll all fry the same. Once you get it in, you'll take it all out at the same time. And that's what you want. Frying, you don't want some getting done way ahead of the other. A lot of people soak their deer. I don't like mine soaked. This one got an ice bath longer than I wanted to, but we didn't need water in it to soak it. The plug was out. We had something on the plug side that held the meat away so it wouldn't plug up the hole and it dripped. We just kept ice on it until today whenever I was off and got the start on it. I'm gonna go a lot faster with this one. Cut the camera off whenever I start to debone the shoulder or something different. We'll get you back on. I had to skip a bunch of it because we got so much to do today. We still got to get in the hunting club with the tractor, and we still got trees down from Hurricane Helene. So I skipped some of it. I'll be doing it again for sure sometime in the near future. And I'll go back over everything again. Deer steak, packed in, airtight, ready for the freezer. The way I do it, 5 of us in our family that lives here, our 3 boys and us 2. So what I do is I'll put 10 steaks to a bag, 10, 12. That way everybody gets 2 and with our sides and all. And if they can't quite get enough, somebody can have the 3rd piece. But you just divide it up. What was that?
That was a fire jet.
Starting tomorrow, hopefully we're going to have some pretty awesome deer hunts coming to you like we did last year. It gets a little more slack during the summer. I know our videos ain't consistent. We're going to try to do better with work, the way that we work. I'm going to day shift. That's going to help out a lot. I want to do a lot more fishing videos and stuff like that, but it's just getting the time to. But hopefully, starting this year, we're going to be able to keep y'all some videos going. I noticed that our fishing videos hadn't done as good as our hunting videos, but we'll try to get that a little more exciting, and I'll do more talking with you while we're doing it. So we're going to end up with 3 bags of steak. And all this, I'll put up, vacuum seal it just like it is, freeze it, and we start running low on hamburger meat later on, you know, into the year or whatever. I'll take out 4 or 5 bags, grind it up, get us several packs put up, and we'll go again and just keep doing like that. Keep grinding it, putting it up, using it as you need it, the way I do it. So on these bags, I'll just put grind meat. Whenever I do start to grind it, if y'all want to watch, leave a comment, let us know. I'll do a video of me grinding it all up. This, people throws the necks away on deer. That's from that one deer. That's cut all the way around the bone, the neck bone. That's a lot of meat that can be ground up. That's probably 3 pounds of hamburger meat once it's ground up. Don't throw it away. Carry that neck on, debone it. We're going to get out there and do some work in the hunting club here in a little bit. Stay tuned and come with us.